My husband refused to believe his kids were terrorizing me. I made him experience exactly what they put me through. I married Glenn 3 years ago after dating for 2 years. He had 2 kids from his previous marriage, Cody, who was 12, and Madison, who was 10 when we got married. During our dating phase, I only saw the kids every other weekend, and Glenn always handled everything. They seemed sweet enough, maybe a little hyper, but nothing crazy. Glenn always talked about how perfect they were, how they got straight A's, how teachers loved them, how lucky he was to have such amazing kids. I thought I was getting this ready-made perfect family. The second we got married and I moved into Glenn's house, everything changed. The kids went from polite to absolute nightmares overnight. Madison would go into my closet and cut up my clothes with scissors, then tell Glenn I said she could use them for art projects. Cody would delete my work files from my laptop and claim he was just trying to help organize. They'd throw food at the walls during dinner, and when I'd say something, Glenn would laugh and say kids will be kids. When I showed him my destroyed clothes, he'd say Madison was just being creative and he'd buy me new ones. When I lost a promotion because my presentation was deleted, he said I should have backed up my files better. The kids learned fast that Daddy would never believe they did anything wrong. Madison started telling kids at school that I hit her. The principal called Glenn concerned, and instead of asking Madison why she'd lie, Glenn asked me if I was stressed and maybe grabbed Madison too hard by accident. Cody started stealing money from my purse, and when I caught him red-handed, Glenn said Cody was probably just borrowing it and forgot to ask. He made Cody give it back, but also gave him $20 for being honest about taking it. I tried talking to Glenn's ex-wife Kelly about it, but she just laughed and said good luck. That's why she left him. She told me Glenn had been the same way during their marriage, always making excuses for the kids, never letting her discipline them. She said the kids were different at her house because she actually had rules. That gave me an idea. I started planning a business trip that would last 2 weeks. Told Glenn I had to go to Dallas for a major project. He said no problem, he'd handle everything with the kids. The night before I left, I had a conversation with Cody and Madison. I told them that while I was gone, they could do whatever they wanted since Daddy wouldn't stop them anyway. Madison's eyes lit up and she asked if she could paint her room black. I said Daddy would probably love how creative that was. Cody asked if he could have friends over every night. I said Daddy would think it was great he was so social. I left for my trip, which was actually just me staying at my sister's house across town. Glenn called me the first night panicking because Madison had poured black paint all over her bedroom carpet trying to paint the walls. He asked how to get paint out of carpet and I said I didn't know. Maybe he should call a professional. He said it would cost hundreds of dollars, and I reminded him that Madison was just being creative like he always said. The second day, Cody had 8 friends over who broke Glenn's television playing video games too roughly. Glenn called asking if homeowners insurance covered that. I said to check the policy but reminded him how happy he must be that Cody had so many friends. By day 4, the kids had figured out Daddy still wouldn't punish them even without me there. Madison flushed Glenn's car keys down the toilet because he wouldn't take her to get ice cream at 10 p.m. Cody told his teacher Glenn said homework was stupid and he didn't have to do it anymore. The school called Glenn furious, and he had to go in for a parent conference.